Hello and welcome into historic Hicks Field tonight, where the Steamers look to build on a season-high 6-game winning streak. The Clams coming off a 4-2 win over the Tarboro River Bandits last night to move into a tie for first place in the Premier Collegiate League. Tonight they take on the team in the basement of the Premier Collegiate League, the Suffolk Voyagers, just 1-4 in PCL play this season. The Steamers at 8-4 in league play this season. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Luke Milai on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. It's the Clams look for number 7 in a row, and they're going to do it here at home at historic Hicks Field, where they are 7-3 so far this summer. They'll do it with a man on the mound in Michael Allen. The Steamers have won his only 2 starts of the season. His most recent coming against the Norfolk Redbirds, he went 3 shutout innings, allowed just 1 hit, struck out 4. He hasn't pitched against the Voyagers yet this season, but they have not caused any problems for Steamers pitching in the 2 games they've played. The Steamers have won both by a combined score of 21-2. The latest coming at Lakewood Park, the Steamers winning 15-1 in that matchup. They also won 6-1 here at historic Hicks Field. The Voyagers have won 2 in a row after starting 0-4. They won an out-of-league game, and then they took down the Virginia Beach Sea Dogs. So they're on the come-up right now, looking to continue their momentum at historic Hicks Field. But Michael Allen and the Steamers hoping to have other ideas. The Steamers haven't won 7 in a row since 2020. And in that season, they had separate win streaks of 7 and 8 games. We're just about ready to get started tonight here at historic Hicks Field. Brian Wilson will lead things off for the Voyagers. As Michael Allen gets set to step up to the mound for his 3rd start of the season. First pitch, in for a called strike, and we're underway at historic Hicks Field. Wilson getting the start out in center field tonight for the Voyagers. The 0-1 pitch a bit outside. 1-1 the count. Wilson's hitting well so far through the first 6 games for the Voyagers. He's 7 for 13. That's a .538 batting average. And he'll swing and chop that one over the head of Allen and through the middle for a base hit. A leadoff single for Brian Wilson puts a man aboard for the Voyagers with nobody out. That'll bring Dawson Guzik up to the plate now for the Voyagers as he takes a look over at head coach Phil Forbes over on the third base line, giving him some signs with Wilson over at first. Allen's pitch, swung on and fouled, straight back, 0-1 to Guzik. Guzik getting the start over at second base tonight for the Voyagers, hitting second in the lineup. It's Michael Allen, who had only allowed 5 hits through 4 appearances this season. He'll throw back over on Wilson to keep him close. Wilson's out of Lewisburg College. He stole 13 bases in 14 attempts this spring, so he's certainly a threat over on the base paths. And they'll throw over again. Thatch getting the start over at first tonight, sends a quick tag down. A couple of changes to the Steamers defensively. Tanner Thatch takes over at first base, where we've seen Tate Abbott for the last couple of nights. The 0-1 pitch. Guzik showed bunt, pulled it back on a pitch up high. 1-1 the count. And it's Case Kermode behind the plate for the Steamers after Jeremiah Boyd got a couple of starts in a row back there. 1-1. He shows bunt again, pops it up, back foul into the netting. and out of play, so it'll move to 1-2 to Dawson Guzik. Guzik's only got 8 at-bats this season. He's 3 for 8 in those at-bats. One of his hits did come against the Steamers. Went 1 for 3 the last time these teams matched up. He'll throw over again and back in on a tight play is Wilson. Allen with a quick pickoff move. Thatch with a good tag, and Wilson able to get his hands back in there. But he's still got a healthy lead off first. And Allen will throw over again. A quick tag from Thatch, and back in safely is Wilson. Steamers aren't afraid to try and pick off runners. They've picked off 4 base runners this season with their pitching staff. Here's the pitch. That one just misses. 2-2 the count now to Guzik. Not quite sure where it missed. The crowd agrees. The hundreds of umpires in the stands tonight might have had that one as a strike. Here comes the 2-2. Across for a called strike 3. This time Allen gets the call he wants, and this time it's out number 1 on the first strikeout of the night for Allen. And that'll bring Philip Forbes up to the plate. First pitch to Forbes. He'll take it up high for a ball, 1-0. The Voyagers, it's a bit of a family affair for the Forbes. Phil Forbes III is the head coach of this team. Phil Forbes IV is an assistant coach for Suffolk. And Phil Forbes V, they call him P5. He's up to the plate right now as that one's inside. Stealing second is Wilson, and he's in. It's a stolen base for Brian Wilson, and he moves a runner into scoring position for P5. It's P5 for Philip V. Where's that number 5 as well? He's out in right field tonight for the Voyagers. And time is called as Allen kept peeking back at Wilson at second, who was dancing back and forth. Bryce Stevens is over at second base for the Steamers in the area in case Allen wants to try a pickoff attempt. He's a bit behind the bag to the right. 2-0 pitch. Misses again. It's 3-0. Forbes hitting 6 for 15 this season. Hitting .400. He's just 2 for 8 against the Steamers across 2 games. 3-0 pitch. Inside ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk for Forbes. And there's now 2 aboard for the Voyagers with just 1 out. It's the first walk of the night for Michael Allen as Trey Blow comes up to the plate. Allen comes into tonight with the most innings pitched by a Steamer who is not allowed an earned run. He's pitched 12 innings this season. No runs have come across. That one comes across for a called strike to Blow, 0-1. Blow hitting 8 for 16, 500 batting average this season through 6 games. The 0-1 pitch is fouled straight back by Blow, 0-2 the count. He's got a hit in each of the previous 2 matchups with the Steamers. He went 1 for 3 in each game, knocked in a run. And he's knocked in 5 runs overall so far this summer. He's behind 0-2 to Michael Allen, who will spin back and fake a throw to second. Diving back in is Brian Wilson. It's Brian Wilson down at second for the Voyagers. He led off the game with a single, and Philip Forbes over at first, who walked. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Runners go. That one is dribbled third base side and foul. We'll do it again at 0-2. Both runners took off. The Voyagers trying to move some base runners along. As mentioned, they've only scored 2 runs combined over the 2 games against the Steamers this season. With 2 base runners on now, they're going to try and take advantage. They've got one of their best hitters up at the plate in Trey Blow. Blow getting the start over at short tonight for Suffolk. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back again by Blow. Couple of foul balls to stay alive. We'll do it again at 0-2. Blow's reached 3 times in 7 plate appearances against the Steamers this season. Comes the 0-2, runners go, and it's hit first base side, down the line, shallow right field, drifting towards foul territory. Hip gave it a chase from right field. It drops foul. Over near the Voyagers bullpen, the runners were off and going again on that one. Brian Wilson at second got a tremendous jump. But the third consecutive 2-strike fouled off pitch for Trey Blow keeps the runners at their bases. Across this 6-game winning streak, the Steamers have been the team getting off to the hot starts. They've scored in the first 2 innings, in at least one of the first 2 innings in each game in this winning streak. So they've been the team getting out ahead, trying to avoid the Voyagers taking an early lead as Blow strikes out swinging. A big pitch from Michael Allen for out number 2. It's also strikeout number 2 for Allen. That'll bring Rylan Brown up to the plate, the designated hitter tonight for the Voyagers. With 2 men on and 2 outs here in the first. That one's taken for a called strike, 0-1. Allen takes a stare in against Brown. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled away. 0-2 to Rylan Brown. Brown's only got 5 at-bats this season. He's got a couple of hits in those at-bats. Has not played against the Steamers. Here comes the 0-2 as Allen will turn back and watch Wilson back to second base. And once again, it's Bryce Stevens, the second baseman for Edenton, right behind Wilson, right behind the bag next to Wilson. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Runners go. Outside, Kermo's throw to third is off the helmet of Wilson. It'll drift into shallow left field, and Wilson will come in to score the first run of the game. The Voyagers take a 1-0 lead as the runners try and steal. A Case Kermo to throw over to third, hit the helmet of Brian Wilson. The ball got away. He came in to score, and moving from second to third is Philip Forbes. Heads up base running from Forbes. And a rough way for the Steamers to allow the first run of this game. One and two the count, the pitch. A called strike 3. Allen strikes out 3 in the inning, but the Voyagers get on the board first. We'll head to the bottom half of inning number 1. It's the Voyagers 1, the Edenton Steamers 0. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Suffolk Voyagers took an early 1-0 lead in the first. Steamers getting their first shot at the plate, and they'll start with the man that's led off every game for Edenton, Chase Bruno. Up to the plate, he'll be up against Aiden Hedgepeth, the right-hander for the Voyagers. Bruno floats that one out towards center, and it'll drop in for a base hit. A leadoff single for Chase Bruno as he extends his hitting streak. He's got a hit in all 17 games this season. And just like the Voyagers in their half of the first, the Steamers lead off with a single as Tanner Thatch will come up to the plate. So ball looks like it might have came out of the bullpen. The Steamers had a man out in left field picking it back up as Hedgepeth now from the stretch against Tanner Thatch. Thatch leaves it up high for a ball, 1-0. Hedgepeth making his third start of the season just like Michael Allen. He's pitched a little over 8 innings, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits this season. And that one's outside. It got away from Oates. Bruno holds it first, taps his chest saying, my bad. Might have been able to head over to second if he read it off the glove, but count moves to 2-0 to Tanner Thatch. Hedgepeth has pitched against the Steamers in each of the 2 matchups this season. That one's up high to Thatch, 3-0. In the last match between the teams, Hedgepeth went just 1 inning, allowed a couple of runs and on a couple of hits. 2 games ago back here at historic Hicks Field, he got the start and went 5 innings. Allowed a couple of runs as he'll throw back over on Bruno to keep him close. So overall, 6 of his 8 innings pitched have come against the Steamers, and 2 of his 3 appearances have been against Edenton as he throws that one across for a called strike to make it a 3-1 count. Tanner Thatch back in that 2-hole where he's sort of dug his feet into, right behind Chase Bruno. 3-1 pitch, he's under it, pops it up, shallow center field. Moving in from center is Wilson, he's under it and he'll make the catch. It's the first out here in the first inning. As that'll bring Hunter Cole up to the plate. Hunter Cole up to the plate, getting the start out in left field tonight for Edenton. Bruno fakes a steal as that one's in there for a called strike, 0-1. Bruno trying to get in the head of Hedgepeth, maybe the catcher Oates as well. Hunter Cole's been hitting well as of late. He went 2 for 4 last night as he takes that one for a called strike, 0-2. Against the Voyagers this season, Cole's 1 for 4. He's scored a couple of runs, but he's behind in the count 0-2 here to Aiden Hedgepeth. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, fought off out towards center field. It is going to drop in for a base hit. Hunter Cole muscled that one out to center. It's the second hit of the inning for Edenton. And now there's runners at first and second with 1 out. Hunter Cole, a nice swing with 2 strikes, fighting that one off. And that'll bring one of the hottest hitters on the team, Nate Paulson, up to the plate. Paulson's homered in back-to-back games for the Steamers as he'll swing through that one. 0-1 the count. Had a couple of extra base hits last night against Tarboro. Had a double and a solo home run. A couple of big hits in what was a 4-2 win over the River Bandits. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed by Paulson, 0-2. Nate Paulson getting another start out there in center field for Edenton. He's appeared in every game along with Chase Bruno and Houston Wright. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on line, third base side. It is a fair ball. It'll go all the way to the corner. Chase Bruno will trot home. Hunter Cole was in full sprint before Justin Hill held up the stop sign. And Nate Paulson's in with a stand-up double. And just like that, the Steamers have tied it up. It is 1-1 here in the first. Nate Paulson is heating up. He's tied for a team-high 4 doubles on the season with that extra base hit, and he brings up Jackson Hipp with a couple runners in scoring position and just 1 out. Pitch to Hipp in the dirt, stopped by Oates. Count moves to 1-0. Jackson Hipp getting the start over in right field tonight. The 1-0 pitch to Hipp is he half swung at a pitch that was up high. It's a strike. Count evens up 1-1. In a couple of games against the Voyagers, Hipp is a combined 2 for 7 this season in those 2 games. 1-1 pitch. He'll poke it out towards second. It'll be handled by Guzik. He'll throw over to first for the out. But Hunter Cole comes in to score. And the Steamers respond. The Voyagers take the lead with 2 runs here in the bottom of the first. It is 2-1 Edenton. Case Kermode up to the plate now for Edenton with Nate Paulson over at third. He'll let the first pitch come across for a called strike, 0-1. Kermode once again back behind the plate for Edenton after Jeremiah Boyd got 2 consecutive starts back there. Steamers did have a day off in between. The 0-1 pitch is fouled back by Kermode. It's 0-2. Usually when they have back-to-back games, we've seen Justin Hill alternate his catchers, starting Case Kermode and Jeremiah Boyd. We've seen each of them have a game or 2 in the designated hitter spot, but no Boyd in that spot today. So that's held by Houston Wright. The 0-2 pitch fouled away by Kermode. We'll do it again at 0-2. And Wright's currently on deck in that designated hitter spot. Kermode hitting 179 this season. He's got a man over at third with 2 outs. Trying to build on the Steamers' lead. The pitch is up high for a ball. 1-2. Kermode had a pretty good night the last time these teams faced off. He went 2 for 5 with a double. He knocked in a run. He scored 3 times in that game. It was all part of a 15-1 win for the Steamers over the Voyagers over at Lakewood Park. We're going to bring it back here to historic Hicks Field. The 1-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. 2-2. Good at bat here from Kermode, trying to work back into it. Hedgepeth comes set from the stretch. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away by Kermode again. Kermode with a nice at-bat here against Aiden Hedgepeth, the 6th hitter of the inning for the Steamers. As Kermode will call time. Try and collect himself. Once again, it's Nate Paulson over at third, who had an RBI double to get the first run of the game on the board for the Steamers. Here comes the pitch. Outside, full count now to Kermode, who's fought all the way back from being down 0-2. Hedgepeth's ready, the pitch. Swung on, grounded over to short. It's dropped by Blow. He picks it up, takes a hop, throw to first, not in time. Case Kermode hustles it out. The Steamers bring another run home. It is now 3-1 Edenton. Kermode was running the whole way. And it brings another run home as Houston Wright comes to the plate. Wright grounds that one towards the middle. Guzik moves to his right, and he couldn't get back up. He'll throw to first. Not in time. Houston Wright beats it out. Guzik couldn't get it out of his glove. He couldn't make the flip to second. He was about a foot away with that toss. But Kermode beat him to the bag. His only play was to first, where Wright beat it out as well. It's an infield hit for Houston Wright. It's the 4th hit of the inning for Edenton. The Steamers now have 2 more runners on with 2 outs for Alden Cottle. That one's inside to Cottle, 1-0 the count. It's Case Kermode down at second, who reached on an error. And Houston Wright over at first, who singled. Aiden Hedgepeth facing his 8th batter of the inning. 1-0 pitch is across for a called strike, 1-1. Hedgepeth will take a turn around and take a look over at Kermode at second. Hedgepeth had given up 4 runs this season. All 4 were to the Steamers. So that one's taken outside by Cottle, 2-1. 2 of his 3 games pitched before tonight were against Edenton, so it's his 3rd appearance against the Steamers. He's now given up 7 total runs, although 1 tonight was unearned. 2-1 pitches swung on and missed by Cottle. Count evens up at 2-2. Cottle back in the starting lineup over at third base tonight for Edenton after Jared Beebe had gotten a couple of starts over there. The 2-2 pitch swung on, fouled away by Cottle, keeping the inning alive. We'll do it again at 2-2. Cottle didn't hit last night, but he did go into the field late for Jared Beebe, who was actually pinch hit for. And then Cottle went into the field. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. He'll hold off on a pitch up high. 3-2 the count to Alden Cottle. The runners will be off on the pitch. It's Kermode down at second and right over at first. 3-2 the count. The pitch swung on, fouled away by Cottle. We'll do it again at 3-2. Alden Cottle hitting 175 coming into tonight. A couple of extra base hits. He's knocked in 4 runs. He's got a runner out at scoring position with 2 outs. Counts full. Runners off. Here's the pitch. Misses low. Ball 4. And the bases are now loaded. It's the first walk of the inning issued by Hedgepeth. And that'll bring a man to the plate who knows a little bit about walks. Bryce Stevens up to the plate, hitting 9th for the Steamers tonight. And I say he knows a little bit about walks because he walked a couple times last night. He leads the team with 13 walks. So there's a conversation now at the mound for the Voyagers as Stevens steps in. Already 3 on the board in the inning for Edenton. It started with an RBI double from Nate Paulson. Jackson Hipp joined the party with an RBI ground out. And another run came across on a Case Kermode ground ball that was bobbled at short by Trey Blow. Kermode reached on the air and the run came home from third. Which leads us to the 3 runs in the inning for Edenton. They've got the bases loaded now. It's Case Kermode over at third, Houston Wright at second, and Alden Cottle at first. the 9th hitter of the inning for Edenton. First pitch down low to Stevens, 1-0. Stevens is not the type of guy that's going to swing at pitches out of the strike zone. He's got good patience. He walks a lot. Got a .429 on-base percentage. 1-0 pitch. He'll ground it over to short. Blow handles this hop. His throw all the way to first is in the dirt, and it goes all the way to the fence. 2 runs will come home. Cottle moves over to third. Another error by Trey Blow over at short. It results in 2 more Steamers runs. It is now 5-1 Edenton. A ground ball from Stevens over to Blow, who throws it low. Kermode came home from third. Wright came all the way around from second. Now it's runners at the corners for Chase Bruno, who led this inning off with a single. First pitch to Bruno. He'll swing and foul it off his foot for a strike, 0-1. Chase Bruno, his single to lead off this inning, pushed his hit streak to 17 this season, but 19 total with the 2 games to end last season. Remember, the Steamers' all-time hit streak leaders, Joey Wendell with 21 straight games. Bruno's at 19 right now. The 0-1 comes across for a called strike, 0-2 to Bruno. He got it out of the way fairly quickly tonight. It's already the 2nd time through the order in the inning for Aiden Hedgepeth. As Bruno fouls it off. The Steamers have fouled off a couple of 2-strike pitches to keep the inning alive. And really, it's just been putting the ball in play, and they manufactured a couple of runs themselves, but a couple of errors from Trey Blow at short have helped the Steamers as well. Here comes the 0-2. Stevens is off and running. It's outside. Throw down to second is off the glove into shallow center. Blow backing it up. No throw. And Cottle will trot home from third. And the Steamers bring another across. It's a 6-run inning. It is 6-1 Edenton. As Bryce Stevens took off and stole second, the throw bounced off the glove of Guzik. And although it was backed up nicely by Blow, it gave Cottle enough time to come home from third. That one is across for a called strike 3 to wrap up the first. It's the first strikeout for Aiden Hedgepeth, but the Steamers, boy, did they respond here in their half of the first. 6 runs on the board for Edenton. It is 6-1 Steamers as we head to the second. The new 2022 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order, stop by Sound Feet Shoes of Edenton, or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at Historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up some of the brand new Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at Historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers got out to a 6-1 lead over the Suffolk Voyagers. It's the third time in 3 matchups with the Voyagers that the Steamers have put 6 on the board. Ahmad Goldson will lead things off here to begin the second, and he'll take low for a ball, 1-0. From Michael Allen, who's out for his second inning of work. Allen allowed a run, but struck out 3 in the first. He'll chop that one foul. 1-1 the count. Allen a long stare in as he's got a lot of run insurance now. Pitch. Goldson skies that one out to left field. Hunter Cole moving back towards the track, towards the wall. He's under it, and he'll make the catch a couple of steps from the wall for a long out number 1. That'll bring Aiden Oates up to the plate, the catcher tonight for the Voyagers, hitting 7th in this Suffolk lineup. First pitch inside on Oates for a ball, 1-0. Oates comes into tonight hitting 4 for 10, a couple of extra base hits, a couple of runs batted in. He'll take that one inside for a ball, 2-0. Now to Aiden Oates. His 10 at-bats so far this summer match what he had in his spring season at Bryan and Stratton College. Went 2 for 10 this spring. So that one's inside again to Oates. 3 balls, no strikes. Oates only had 1 plate appearance the last time these teams matched up. He walked in that plate appearance. Still looking for his first hit against the Steamers. He'll take that one for a called strike. 3-1 the count. Allen's ready. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 now to Oates. Oates coming up with 1 out here in the second. Steamers ahead by 5. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off of Kermode to the backstop. The count will remain 3-2. Steamers out ahead by 5. They're currently on a 6-game winning streak. Looking to win 7 in a row for the first time since 2020 when they did it a couple of times. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Allen works back from a 3-0 count to earn his 4th strikeout of the night, and it's out number 2 here in the second. And remember, the Steamers have a lot on the line with this win streak. They were promised if they could get to 10 wins in a row, they get to wear the black vest jerseys without the undershirt. And that means a lot to some of these guys as they're out there with the vest jerseys with the teal undershirt tonight. So that one is swung on and missed for a strike by Benny Spady. Spady getting the start over at first tonight for the Voyagers. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And it gets the right side of Spady, and he's going to take first base with 2 outs here in the second. It's the first runner to reach here in inning number 2 for the Voyagers, and that'll bring the number 9 hitter, Tyler Gorbett. Gorbett getting the start over at third tonight for the Voyagers. He's got Spady over at first. Allen's pitch, it's taken for a called strike, 0-1. Voyagers have reached a couple of times with a walk and a hit by pitch. They've just got one hit through the first 2 innings. So that one swung on and missed by Gorbett. 0-2 the count. Michael Allen in his 3rd start of the season, trying to keep up the same success Steamers have had in the last 2, winning both. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Strikeout number 5 for Michael Allen, and that wraps up the top half of the 2nd. The Voyagers strand a runner over at first. We'll head to the bottom half of inning number 2. The Steamers out ahead by 5. The Steamers are proud to announce that Venture Tours, the official travel partner of the team for the 2022 season. Venture Tours is a family-owned business specializing in motor coach transportation. The owners have been in the motor coach industry for more than 40 years. A mixture of hard work and family legacy helped to create Venture Tours, one of the most successful motor coach companies in Hampton Roads, coastal Virginia. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit venturebustours.com. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where Tanner Thatch leads things off for the Steamers. As the first pitch comes across from Aiden Hedgepeth for a called strike, it's 0-1. Thatch flew out in his first at-bat back in inning number 1. He'll swing through that one. A nice pitch from Hedgepeth. 0-2 now the count to Tanner Thatch. Thatch coming off a 1-for-4 night last night against the River Bandits, where he had a double and a run scored. He'll send the 0-2 pitch back through the middle. It'll drop for a base hit in front of Brian Wilson. It's a leadoff single for Thatch. It's the 2nd straight inning the Steamers have had a leadoff single, and that'll bring Hunter Cole up to the plate. Speaking of singles, Cole singled his first time up. Eventually came around to score on a Jackson hip ground out. First pitch to Cole is inside for a ball, 1-0. Hunter Cole raising that average back up after starting 0 for 13 this season. A couple of hits last night. So leave that one outside for a ball, 2-0 to Cole. He's tied for 2nd on the team with Nate Paulson with 9 runs batted in. So he's been producing, even in limited hits. 2-0 pitch. Cole fouls that one straight back into the net. 2-1 the count. Hunter Cole hasn't enjoyed too much success against the Voyagers this season, just 1-for-4 overall. He'll swing through that one. It got through the legs of Oates. It goes all the way to the backstop as Thatch will move ahead from 1st to 2nd as the count evens up 2-2 to Hunter Cole. Well, now Cole has an opportunity to build on that RBI total of 9. He's got a runner out in scoring position. Nobody out. Here Here with the Steamers already ahead by 5 runs. Hedgepeth from the stretch. The pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air to shallow right center field. Moving in is Wilson from center, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate now for Edenton. Had an RBI double in his only at-bat tonight. Paulson's been the back-to-back recipient of Steamer of the Game. He can add maybe another big hit or two. You never know. He could be in the lead for the 3rd straight time as he'll take a called strike. 0-1 the count. One pitch down low to Paulson, 1-1. He's produced, but he's also produced with runners on base. He's knocked in a run for 3 straight games. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded over towards short. It's Gorbett over there at short now. His throw to first is in time for out number 2 as Thatch moves from second to third. They swapped the shortstop and third baseman, did the Voyagers. Tyler Gorbett moved from third over to short as Trey Blow moved from short over to third. After Trey Blow made a couple of errors in that first inning that led to some of the Steamers' 6 runs. Jackson hips up to the plate now with Thatch over at third. First pitch, he'll send that one out to left center field. It's hanging up there and a running off the glove of the left fielder Goldson. Tried to make a running, leaping catch. It lands into the outfield grass as Tanner Thatch comes home from third. That's run number 7 for the Steamers. It is now a 7-1 lead for Edenton. Goldson got over there, tried to leap up and catch it, went right off the top of his glove. It's error number 3 for the Voyagers. As Case Kermode's up to the plate, he'll send that one high out to center field. Brian Wilson is under it. He'll make the catch out in center for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Steamers add 1 more here in the 2nd. It is now 7-1 Edenton as we head to the 3rd. The Albemarle Area United Way is a nonprofit organization that improves residents' lives in 9 counties throughout northeastern North Carolina. This year, the Steamers have partnered up with the United Way and are looking forward to helping raise money for their services. On Friday, July 2nd, the Steamers will be wearing specially themed patriotic jerseys for the game. These jerseys will be auctioned off during the game, and all proceeds will go back to the Albemarle Area United Way. If you would like to have this one-of-a-kind jersey, be sure to be here that night and support a good cause. A huge thank you to H2OBX Water Park for making this night possible for the Albemarle Area United Way. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are out ahead 7-1. Michael Allen out on the mound for his third inning of work for Edenton. The Steamers scored 6 in their half of the first. They added another in the second. It'll be Brian Wilson in the top of the order, leading off here to begin the third for the Voyagers, as that pitch is in for a called strike from Allen. Wilson led this game off with a single for the Voyagers, eventually came around to score. That one from Allen comes across for a called strike on the outer half, 0-2 the count. Allen comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and foul just off the glove of Kermode. Couldn't quite hang on for the foul tip third strike, so we'll do it again at 0-2. Brian Wilson came into tonight swinging a hot bat, hitting .538 and 13 ABs. Only added on to that tonight. He'll foul that one straight back over the head of Kermode. We'll do it again at 0-2. Last time these teams matched up over at Lakewood Park, Wilson had a good night. He was 2 for 3, reached again on a walk. Also had a double in that game, so he's one of these guys that seems to have figured out the Steamers pitching. He'll take that one in the dirt for a ball. 1-2 now the count to Wilson. Michael Allen, once again, it's his third start. It's his third inning of work. He's allowed just one hit through the first couple of innings. But it's his second time through the order of the Voyagers. So that one's fouled off the foot of Wilson. It's his third two-strike foul ball. He keeps the at-bat moving here to begin the third. Allen's ready. The pitch. Outside, 2-2. Nice at bat here from Wilson. Steamers have 7 runs on the board in their half of the first and second innings. Only 2 of them earned. So that one swung on, hit into right center field. Hip started in. Now he'll run back. It's Paulson moving into right center to make the catch for out number 1. A lengthy at bat ends in a flyout for Brian Wilson, as Dawson Guzik will come up to the plate. Guzik struck out looking in his only at bat tonight. First pitch from Allen just misses inside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch on the inside corner for a called strike, 1-1. Guzik's reached in each of the prior 2 games against the Steamers. He singled the last time they matched up, and he walked back in the first game here to Historic Hicks Field, and he'll take that one inside. Nearly got him. It's 2-1. He's still looking to reach for the first time tonight. And down by 6, the Voyagers could sure use some base runners. The 2-1 pitch. Down low for a ball. 3-1 to Guzik. Allen's ready. The 3-1. Taken for a called strike. Count fills up on Guzik, 3-2. Full count. Here comes the pitch from Allen. A called strike 3. Guzik nearly fell across the plate looking at that one. It's his second strikeout of the night. It's strikeout number 6 for Michael Allen, and it's out number 2 here in the third. That'll bring Phillip Forbes up to the plate. He'll let the first pitch come across for a called strike, 0-1. Forbes out in right field tonight for the Voyagers. He'll let the 0-2 pitch come across, bouncing into the glove of Kermode for a ball, 1-1. Forbes walked in his only plate appearance back in the first. Got as far as third base, but wasn't able to be brought home. 1-1 pitch, fouled back by Forbes. 1-2 now the count. Michael Allen looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. He's got a chance here with Forbes down 1-2. The pitch. Outside in the dirt for a ball. Count evens up 2-2. The Voyagers on a 2-game winning streak. Steamers on a 6-game winning streak. One of those ends tonight. Here comes the 2-2. Down low for a ball. 3-2. The Voyagers just one win in Premier Collegiate League play at the bottom of the standings at 1-4. The Steamers moved into a tie for first place with a win last night against Tarboro. They're 8-4 in PCL play. Swung on, chopped high over towards third. Cottle handles a tough bounce. His throw to first is in time. A nice job by Alden Cottle to handle a tough hop. It's the first 1-2-3 inning for Michael Allen on the mound. And we'll head to the bottom half of the third here at Historic Hicks Field with the Steamers ahead by 6. The Edenton Steamers are excited to announce that they'll be hosting one more youth baseball camp this summer. This year's camp dates are July 13th through the 15th. Young ball players between the ages of 5 and 13 are welcome. The cost is $100 to register. Your kid will receive first-class instruction from some of the best college baseball players around. Visit EdentonSteamers.com to register today. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field here for the bottom half of the third. The Steamers out ahead 7-1. Houston Wright leads off the inning with a hard grounder over to first. It's handled by Spady on the backhand, and he'll take it himself to the bag for out number 1. One pitch, one out to begin the third, and that'll bring Alden Cottle up to the plate. Now for Edenton. With Aiden Hedgepeth on the mound in his third inning of work, he has given up 7 runs, but only 2 of them earned as the Voyagers defense has committed 3 errors. Cottle takes for a called strike to begin the at-bat, 0-1 the count. Cottle walked his only time up to the plate tonight. He'll swing through that one. Count moves to 0-2. That was back in the first inning, that walk for Cottle. He was one of 10 batters to come to the plate for Edenton in the inning. He'll swing and chop that one over to third. It's Blow over at third. Now he'll step into it, throw to first. Not in time. Slow took a bit to get into that hop, but Cottle hustling all the way. It's an infield hit for Alden Cottle. It's the second time he's reached tonight. It's hit number 6 for the Steamers in the game, and that'll bring Bryce Stevens up to the plate. Stevens lets that one come inside, nearly got him on the way in. 1-0 the count. Bryce Stevens reached on an error his last time up. He'll swing and foul that one straight back. 1-1 the count. Steamers have a couple of infield hits tonight. They've also reached on 3 Voyagers errors. That one's taken for a called strike to Stevens. 1-2 the count. Stevens has become a bit of a staple in that 9-hole. It's a good guy that's been able to get on base a lot. He'll swing and foul the 0-2 pitch. First base side, trending towards foul line. Forbes sprints all the way into the Voyagers bullpen, but unable to come up with it. 1-2 the count. So once again, Stevens does a great job of getting on base. Gets on at a 429 clip, and it's perfect when your best hitter is your leadoff man in Chase Bruno. And he's been able to come up to the plate with Stevens on base. Bruno leads the team in hits and RBIs. It's much more efficient for the Steamers when Stevens is on base in this 9 spot. He'll line that one out towards left center field. Moving over is Wilson. He'll dive, and he's unable to make the catch. Cottle moves from first. He'll go all the way to third. Stevens is into second. And the Steamers have 2 in scoring position, just 1 out, as we're back to the top of the order. Bryce Stevens, his second double of the season, his first hit of the night. Moves Alden Cottle over to third, himself into second for Chase Bruno. Bruno 1 for 2 so far tonight. Has an opportunity to add on to a lead that's already 6 for Edenton. He'll chop that one foul towards the Steamers' dugout. 0-1 the count to Chase Bruno. So there's some throwing going on over in the Voyagers bullpen. Still not full warming up. Is just a toss for now as Aiden Hedgepeth into his 3rd inning of work. Bruno swings at that one, fouls it back. It hops right back over his shoulder off the wall for strike 2. Chase Bruno comes into tonight leading the team with 15 runs batted in. He's got a couple runners out in scoring position and an opportunity to add on to that total here. Just 1 out here in the 3rd. Steamers already ahead by 6. And Hedgepeth will step off, take a look. Back at Stevens down at second. It's Alden Cottle over at third, who reached on an infield hit. Bryce Stevens at second, who doubled. Bruno punches that one over to second. Throw comes home from Guzik, and he got him at the plate. A nice play from Dawson Guzik to gun down Alden Cottle, who was coming home from third. Bruno moves to first on the play, and there's now 2 outs here in the 3rd. Tanner Thatch up to the plate now with runners at the corners. And 2 outs in the 3rd. That one's in the dirt. Nice scoop by Oates moving to his left. 1-0 the count to Thatch. Thatch is 1 for 2. He singled in his last at bat. 1 of 7 Steamers hits tonight. Thatch sends that one high down the third base side, foul territory. Moving over from left field is Goldson. He'll watch it drop out of play. The count evens up to Thatch, 1-1. Thatch had his best night as a steamer the last time these teams faced off. He went 5 for 6, including a 3-run home run at Lakewood Park. He'll swing at the 1-1. One hopper over to Guzik at second. He'll come up with it. Throw to first is in time to wrap up the inning. The Steamers held scoreless for the first inning tonight, but they'll head to the fourth still holding a 6-run lead at historic Hicks Field. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field. Here for the top half of the fourth inning. The Steamers out ahead by 6. Michael Allen back out on the mound for his fourth inning of work. He's racked up 6 strikeouts in this game. Allowed just 1 hit, 1 walk. The only run that's come across for the Voyagers was unearned. Allen's now up to 15 innings for the Steamers without allowing an earned run. That's a team high for the pitchers that haven't allowed an earned run yet this season. He'll go up against Trey Blow to lead off this fourth inning. First pitch to Blow is hit high and fouled on the third base side. That'll drift out of play towards the parking lot, where it was pointed out to me today that my car has a dent right on the top of it, presumably from a foul ball here at historic Hicks Field. Parking lot right outside that third base entrance. So that one is down low for a ball, 1-1. Now the count to Trey Blow. Blow started this game over at short, made a pair of errors in the first inning. He moved over to third base since then, as that one's now inside. 2-1 the count to Blow. Up at the plate, Blow struck out in his only at-bat tonight. Here comes the 2-1. Blow will foul that one straight back and out of play. 2-2 the count. Blow comes into this game as one of the better hitters for the Voyagers. He came into tonight hitting 8 for 16. Had knocked in 5 runs. 2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-2. Blow's hit well against the Steamers. Got a hit in each of the 2 matchups between the teams. 2 for 6 against Edenton this summer. And he'll take that one low for a ball. And it's a leadoff walk to begin the fourth for Trey Blow. And with 1 on, nobody out, that'll bring Rylan Brown up to the plate. Brown, the designated hitter tonight for the Voyagers. First pitch is taken for a called strike at the knees. 0-1 the count to Brown. Brown struck out looking to wrap up the first inning, where the Voyagers did get out to a 1-0 lead in this game. The 0-1 pitch is taken down low for a ball, 1-1. Only one hit in the game for the Voyagers tonight. It was a leadoff single from Brian Wilson to begin the game. So that pitch is outside, 2-1. Now the count to Rylan Brown. Voyagers just looking to put guys on base. Not going to come back from a 6-run deficit with one swing. So they'll try and chip away against the guy who hasn't allowed an earned run this season. 1-1 pitch comes across for a called strike. Pardon me, it was 2-1. Now it's 2-2. Allen's ready. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away as Brown tries to protect with 2 strikes. And the count remains even at 2-2. Brown, it's only his 3rd game of the season. He only came into tonight with 5 at-bats as a Voyager. Looking to make the most of his at-bats this summer. Here comes the 2-2. Checked his swing. They say he went around. It's a strike 3. The second strikeout for Brown. Strikeout number 7 for Michael Allen. And it's out number 1 here in the 4th. Ahmad Goldson now up to the plate for Suffolk. First pitch comes across for a called strike, 0-1 to Goldson. Goldson flew out in his only at-bat tonight. He's got Trey Blow over at first with just 1 out here in the 4th. Pitch inside for a ball. Kermode fakes a throw back to first. Count leaving up at 1-1. Pitch from Allen. Taken for a called strike. 1-2 the count. Now to Ahmad Goldson. Goldson doesn't have a hit against the Steamers this season. He's 0 for 7. And that one gets off the glove of Kermode all the way to the backstop as Blow will move from first to second. The count moves to 2-2 to Goldson. As mentioned, no hits against the Steamers in 7 at-bats. He's just 2 for 10 this season. One of those hits is a home run. He has 3 RBIs. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on line, down the right field line. It'll drop in for a fair ball. Coming around from third to score is Blow. Moving into second with a stand-up double is Goldson. It's the second run of the night for the Voyagers. Just the first earned run allowed by Michael Allen this season. It is now 7-2. On the first hit of the season for Goldson against the Steamers in 8 at-bats. He makes it a 5-run ball game as Aiden Oates comes up to the plate now for the Voyagers. It's only the second hit of the night for Suffolk. Oates swings at the first pitch he sees, sends it out to center where Nate Paulson has it read well, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring Benny Spady up to the plate. As Michael Allen tries to work through his fourth inning. There's some bodies up in the Steamers bullpen, a bit of stretching going on, but no throwing. Allen takes a peek back to second. His first pitch to Spady is taken for a called strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Spady was hit by a pitch in his only appearance tonight. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back, 0-2 the count. Michael Allen's longest start this season was 4 innings. He did it back in Wake Forest against the Fungo. He's 1 out away from matching that total here tonight. He'll take a long stare in against Spady. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on, hit high down the right field line. That'll tail foul. It is a long foul ball for Spady as the count remains 0-2. The Voyagers scored 1 of their 2 back in the first. They've got 1 back here in the fourth as well, thanks to an RBI double from Ahmad Goldson, who's down at second now for Suffolk. As Allen stares in with the count 0-2. The pitch. Misses outside. Kermode held it there. Just try and make sure as it's called a ball. 1-2 the count. Spady trying to keep the line moving for the Voyagers. The 1-2 pitch. This is low this time. 2-2 now the count to Spady. Benny Spady also without a hit this season against the Steamers. He's 0 for 4 combined through the 2 games between the teams. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed outside again. Allen working all the way around that zone. Count fills up to Spady now, 3-2. Allen, another long stare in. He's ready. The 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Benny Spady reaches for the second time tonight. And there's now 2 aboard for the Voyagers with 2 outs here in the fourth. Tyler Gorbett up to the plate. With 2 on and 2 outs, the number 9 hitter tonight for the Voyagers. Up over the head of Gorbett. It bounces off the wall back to Kermode. No throw will be made as both runners advance. Now the count's 1-0, but the more pressing issue, the Voyagers 2 in scoring position here with 2 outs. As it's Goldson over at third, Spady down at second. The 1-0. Down low for a ball, 2-0. Allen trying to find the strike zone a bit here in the fourth. He's walked a couple in the inning. He's walked 3 in the game. He's also hit a batter. The 2-0 pitch. Taken for a ball. 3-0 the count. Now to Gorbett. Trying to bring the top of the order back up for the Voyagers, who at one point were down 7-1 in this game. He'll take 3-0 for a called strike. Allen puts one across. It's 3-1. Gorbett struck out his first and only time up tonight. Here comes the 3-1. On the inside corner, called strike 2. Count fills up 3-2. Allen with a little energy coming from the crowd at historic Hicks Field. 3-2 the count. The pitch. A called strike 3. A big strikeout for Michael Allen, who has some things to say for the Voyagers dugout on his way back. It's the 8th strikeout of the game for Michael Allen, and he strands 2 in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4th here at historic Hicks Field. The Steamers still out ahead by 5. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are out ahead 7-2 over the Suffolk Voyagers, looking to extend on a 6-game winning streak coming into tonight. Hunter Cole will lead things off for the Steamers here in the 4th. First pitch is hit back towards the middle. Hedgepath avoids it. It's handled by Gorbett, and his throw across is dropped at first base by Spady. Spady looked like he tried to stretch out and show the umpire he hung on, but the ball went right off his glove back towards the fence. And Hunter Cole reaches to lead off the 4th. That is the 4th error now through the 4th inning for the Voyagers defense. And Aiden Hedgepath up on the mound. 7 runs have come across against him, but only 2 of them have been earned. As Paulson will ground one left side through the hole for a base hit. It's his 2nd hit of the night as Nate Paulson keeps heating up. And the Steamers all of a sudden 2 on and nobody out here to begin the 4th. In 4 of the 6 games in this winning streak, the Steamers have put up at least 13 runs. They're on a good pace for that tonight. Already with 7 in their half of the 4th. Jackson Hip up to the plate with 2 on and nobody out. He'll take outside for a ball, 1-0. That hit from Paulson was the 8th of the night for Edenton. His Hip will swing and foul that one straight back. 1-1 the count. Hip brought home a run with a ground out in his first at-bat. He reached on an error his 2nd time up to the plate. So there's still some throwing going on in the Voyagers bullpen. We saw that back in the last inning as well. As Hip floats that one out towards right center field. Traveling back towards the wall is Forbes. He'll make the catch a foot from the track and get it in quickly for the first out here in the 4th. Now to bring Case Kermode up to the plate with runners out at 1st and 2nd. Looking to bring a run home for the Steamers. They scored in each of the 1st and 2nd innings. We're held scoreless in the third against Aiden Hedgepeth. So that one comes across for a called strike to Kermode. Hedgepeth's gone 3 1/3. He's given up 8 hits. Walked just 1, struck out 1, and once again, 2 of the 7 runs are earned. He's pitched in all 3 matchups between the teams this season. As Kermode lets that one come across for a called strike. It's 0-2. Hedgepeth has allowed 2 earned runs in all 3 of his appearances now against the Steamers. It's his second start against Edenton. The 0-2 pitch is taken just outside, maybe a bit low. 1-2 the count now to Kermode. Kermode reached on an error his first time up, eventually came around to score. He flew out in his last at-bat. Runners go as that one's fouled away by Kermode, so we'll do it again at 1-2. It's Hunter Cole down at second, who reached on an error, and Nate Paulson over at first, who singled for his second hit of the night. Here comes the 1-2. Outside to Kermode, 2-2 the count. Kermode back behind the plate tonight after Jeremiah Boyd got a pair of starts over the last 2 games. Kermode well rested back in the lineup tonight. The 2-2 pitch swung on, fouled away, first base side out of play again. We'll do it again at 2-2. It's the third time through the order for Aiden Hedgepeth on the mound. Now there's no more throwing in the Voyagers bullpen. Whoever was warming up probably ready at this point. 2-2, Hedgepeth steps off. He'll throw over to third and get Hunter Cole. Moving from first to second is Paulson. It's about as effective as a pickoff move as you can do. Hedgepeth steps off as the runners take off. He's able to catch Cole trying to move to third. But Paulson does move over to second, but there's now 2 outs here in the fourth for Kermode. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, first base side out of play again. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Hedgepeth trying to get through his 4th inning of work tonight at historic Hicks Field. He comes set. The 2-2. Swinging, barely fouled off by Kermode. Got just enough of it to knock it back to the net. The count will remain 2-2. A long at bat here for Kermode. Could be the last batter that Hedgepeth faces tonight. Two-two pitch. Swung on, fouled away. First base side again. Kermode keeps battling and extends this at bat. Went 2 for 5 the last time these teams matched up. He knocked in a run with an RBI double. Trying to build on some of that success here against Hedgepeth with a runner out in scoring position. The 2-2 again. Swung on, chopped third base side. Blow moves in from third. His throw to first in time to retire the side. The Steamers strand a runner out at second to end the fourth. We'll head to inning number 5 here at historic Hicks Field with the Clams ahead by 5. Venture Tours is excited to announce the return of their Atlantic City Casino Day trips. You don't have to break your piggy bank to visit Atlantic City for the day. Tickets are $85 and you must be 21 years or older to participate. The trip includes $35 in free slot play at Resorts Casino. And these Saturday trips offer exciting escorted trips where you can ride in comfort and luxury. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit VentureBusTours.com. Venture Tours is the official travel partner of the Steamers for the 2022 season. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are out ahead 7-2, and we've got our first pitching change of the night. Michael Allen's night is done. He pitched 4 innings, allowed a couple of hits, a couple of runs, walked 3, and struck out 8. And now coming in relief of Michael Allen is Jared Beebe. It's only his second game on the mound this season. In his only appearance, he went 1 1/3, allowed no runs, and struck out a pair. Steamers with a 5-run lead over the Voyagers, going to give them someone that they haven't seen as much. Beebe, once again, it's only his second game he's pitched in, and it was not against the Voyagers, so it's the first time they've seen him. He had gotten the start over at third for a couple of nights in a row before not starting tonight. And his first pitch is across for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Now to Brian Wilson as we're back to the top of the order for the Voyagers. So that one's up high from Beebe, 1-1. Wilson's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled to lead off the game. He'll swing it. That one and fouled straight off his foot for a strike. 1-2 the count. Jared Beebe, a two-way guy technically at Barton College, but he only pitched 1 inning in his spring season as Wilson fouls that one straight back. It'll remain 1-2. So only 1 inning of work this spring, only 1 1/3 coming into tonight, but he's got a 5-run lead. The 1-2 pitch, nearly offered at by Wilson. He holds up as the count evens up at 2-2 on a ball in the dirt. Steamers moved into a tie for first place in the PCL with a win over Tarboro last night. As Wilson chops that one high over to second. Stevens sprinting in, underhand scoop to first in time for out number 1. So with the Steamers moving into first place, they have won 6 in a row, and they're taking on the team that holds the 6th and final spot in the Premier Collegiate League in the Voyagers, who are 1-4 in league play. But you don't want to overlook anybody at any point in the season. And the Steamers know they've got a game in Tarboro tomorrow night as that first pitch is up high for a ball to Guzik, going 1-0. So this is a classic trap game, but the Steamers have come out with energy. They've put runs on the board, not falling into the trap as that one swung on and missed, 1-1 the count. Not falling into the trap of overlooking what should be an easier opponent to a game that'll be for first place in league play tomorrow night. So that one floats across for a called strike. 1-2 the count to Guzik. He struck out looking in each of his at-bats tonight. It's behind 1-2 now. The pitch up high, 2-2. Beebe's pitch. Kermode tried to bring it into the zone. It was a bit up. 3-2 the count. Guzik trying to reach for the first time tonight. Here comes the 3-2. Outside in the dirt, it gets by Kermode for ball 4. And with 1 out, Guzik is aboard for the first time. It's the 4th walk for Steamers pitching, just the first for Beebe. And now he'll face Philip Forbes. Philip Forbes without a hit tonight. He did walk in his first plate appearance, grounded out his last time up. First pitch from Beebe's across for a called strike, 0-1. Guzik getting the start out in right field for the Voyagers tonight. That pitch outside for a ball. Count evens up 1-1 to Philip Forbes. Came into tonight hitting .400. 6 for 15 at the plate through 6 games this season. That one doesn't quite drop for Beebe. It stays up high. 2-1 the count now to Forbes. Voyagers put a couple of runners on back in the last inning. They brought one across on an RBI double from Ahmad Goldson. So that one swung on. It's foul tipped into the glove of Kermode. Count evens up 2-2. Trying to chip away. It was once a 6-run lead for the Steamers. It's now to 5. Two pitch is down in the dirt for a ball. Full count. Now to Forbes. When I asked head coach Phil Forbes III back first time these teams met who stood out to him, he said Philip Forbes stood out to him as there's a walk. The second walk of the night for Forbes. The second straight walk issued by Beebe, and now there's 2 aboard for the Voyagers and just 1 out in the 5th. That'll bring Trey Blow up to the plate with 2 on and 1 out. Blow takes that one up high for a ball, 1-0. Blow walked in his last plate appearance. He struck out his first time up. Beebe looking to rebound after a couple walks. That one's on the outside corner for a called strike to Blow. Much needed pitch from Beebe. 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1. Up high from Beebe. 2-1 the count. A bit of action over in the Steamers bullpen. One man up and throwing with the count, 2-1. Here's the pitch. A called strike on the outside corner to even up the count, 2-2. Kermode also came up looking at Guzik down at second. He's done that a couple times, even when he was over at first. 2-2 the count to Blow. The pitch up high. Count fills up 3-2. It's Dawson Guzik down at second, who walked, and Philip Forbes over at first, who also walked. Trey Blows worked it to a full count. The 3-2. Swung on, grounded over to short. It's taken by Cottle at third. He'll throw to second for 1, throw to first. Thatch had to come off the bag, but he makes an athletic play to come down with it anyway. They get the second out of the inning over at second. Runners at the corners now for the Voyagers, but 2 outs. Nice job by Cottle at third, moving to his left on a slowly hit ball and able to at least get 1 out. So that'll bring Rylan Brown up to the plate. Runners at the corners. Pitch. Brown leaves it outside in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Hasn't been a great night for the designated hitter Brown. He struck out in both of his at-bats tonight. That one is swung on, chopped over towards third. Cottle's got it. He tries to barehand. It's off his hand. Brown moves to first. The Voyagers bring another run across. It is now 7-3. Would have been a real tough play for Cottle. He knew he had to barehand it the whole way and was unable to come up with it. The Voyagers have brought a run across in back-to-back innings. It's now 7-3. As Ahmad Goldson comes to the plate, had an RBI double his last time up. He'll take inside for a ball, 1-0. That one comes across for a called strike to Goldson. Count evens up 1-1. He's 1 for 2 tonight with that RBI double. He's got a couple more on base for this at-bat, and he'll take that one for a called strike. 1-2. Jared Beebe trying to limit the damage and keep the Clams ahead by 4. Beebe's ready. The 1-2 pitch. Taken in the dirt. Nice stop by Kermode. Count evens up 2-2. The pitch. Down low for a ball. Count fills up. Now to Goldson. Some energy coming from the Voyagers dugout. The runners at first and second will be off on the pitch. It's a full count to Goldson. He's already knocked in a run with a double in this game as Beebe will step off. The pitch. Swung on, fouled away. Third base side. We'll do it again at 3-2. Steamers bullpen, for the most part, has done a great job at holding leads this season. They haven't blown a save, and they've held on to games when they've gotten out to early leads, but aside from one blown game in Tarboro, the pitch. A called strike 3. Wasn't quite sure if that one came down enough. They give Beebe the strikeout. It's his first of the game, and a much-needed one to end the top of the 5th. We'll head to the bottom half of inning number 5. The Steamers still holding a 4-run lead. Edenton IT has all your repair needs. Another cracked phone screen? They've seen it. A computer virus has taken over? They've battled it. Password recovery needed? They've got you. Time for a software update? Hand it over. In dire need of family filtering? Well, every family needs some of that. Call Edenton IT at 252-573-4591. 252-573-4591, or visit them online at edentonit.com. No one likes to strike out by missing a Zoom call, losing data, or even having just a broken computer. Make sure to visit them at 203 South Broad Street in downtown Edenton. Hello and welcome back to Historic Kicks Field, where there's a new man on the mound for the Voyagers in Caden Hillberger. His first pitch to Houston Wright is down low for a ball, 1-0. Aiden Hedgepeth started this game for the Voyagers as Wright sends that one high out towards center field. Moving back is Wilson, backpedaling towards the wall, and he makes the catch a few steps in front of the wall for out number one. That'll bring Alden Cottle up to the plate to face Hillberger, relieving Hedgepeth, who started and went the first 4 innings, allowed 8 hits, walked 1, struck out 1, and 7 runs came across against him, but just 2 were earned. 4 Voyagers errors with Hedgepeth on the mound as Cottle swings through the first pitch from Hillberger. 0-1. Cottle's reached in each plate appearance tonight. He walked back in his first at-bat and reached on an infield hit in his last AB. He'll take that one for a called strike. He's quickly behind 0-2 to Hillberger. Hillberger's ready. The 0-2 to Cottle. Swung on, fought off out towards right field. Moving in is Forbes. It'll drop in front of him for a base hit. Cottle bloops one down that first base line. It's a 1-out single for Cottle. The 3rd time he's reached tonight. And that'll bring Bryce Stevens up to the plate. The man on and 1 out. That pitch comes across for a called strike to Stevens, 0-1. Hillberger's pitched in each game prior to this against the Steamers. That one's in for a called strike, 0-2 to Stevens. He started the last time these teams matched up. He went 5 1/3, allowed 5 earned runs. Back in the first game, he went 1 1/3 in relief, didn't allow a run. So that one's up high to Stevens. Count moves to 1-2. Bryce Stevens 1 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error his first time up, but doubled back in his last at bat. So throw over on Cottle. He's back in head first. That one is swung on and missed by Stevens as the throw goes down to second into center field. Oates didn't take the out at first. It was a swinging 3rd strike, and since Cottle was occupying first, Stevens couldn't advance with less than 2 outs. So Cottle takes second, but it's a strikeout of Bryce Stevens for out number 2 here in the 5th. Cottle in scoring position as Chase Bruno takes the plate. First pitch to Bruno, grounds it over to second. Handled by Gusick, his throw to first in time to wrap up the 5th. The Steamers now have been held scoreless for 3 consecutive innings, but they still hold a 7-3 lead here at Historic Kicks Field. Every year, the Steamers are proud to have the opportunity to raise money for the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. On Saturday, July 16th, the Steamers will wear special themed jerseys that will be auctioned off during the game. Proceeds will go towards the fight to strike out ALS. Catfish Hunter is a Major League Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher that lived just a short distance from historic Hicks Field and was even a host family for the Steamers organization in its inaugural year. Unfortunately, he lost his battle with ALS over 20 years ago. The Steamers will continue to carry on his legacy and do their part to strike out ALS. We thank you for your support of a great cause. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are out ahead 7-3 as we begin the 6th inning. A new pitcher out for Edenton. It's Chris Morris coming in to relieve Jared Beebe after he went 1 inning. And his first pitch to Aiden Oates is up high for a ball, 1-0. Jared Beebe went 1 inning in relief of Michael Allen. So that one is chopped over to third, handled by Cottle. He'll throw across to first in time for out number 1. Once again, Morrison for Beebe, who went 1 inning, didn't allow a hit, but walked 2. An unearned run came across for the Voyagers to make it a 7-3 game. And that's what brings Morris in here in the 6th. Morris, this is the 6th game he's appeared in this season, as that pitch is inside to Spady at 1-0. Morris has pitched 8 innings, a 1.17 ERA, a 2-0 record. He struck out 16 in those 8 innings, allowed just 1 earned run. 1-0 pitch is fouled straight back. Count evens up 1-1. Spady's reached twice tonight without a hit. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. That one swung through by Spady, 1-2 the count. Only a pair of hits tonight as we're into the 6th inning for the Voyagers. A swing and a miss. He got him. Morris changed up his speed that time, went a little bit quicker through the windup. It's his first strikeout of the night, and it's out number 2 here in the 6th. Tyler Gorbett up to the plate. He's the 9-hitter tonight for the Voyagers, and he struck out in each of his at-bats. Another double-digit strikeout game for Steamers pitching. They've got 10 tonight. So that one's outside, 1-0. Steamers averaging just a little over 12 strikeouts per game as a staff. So that one's taken for a called strike. The knees 1-1 to Gorbett. One pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Morris looking to wrap up what would only be the second 1-2-3 inning for the Steamers pitching staff tonight. Here comes the 1-2. Down low for a ball, 2-1. Morris, something you see a lot from with him is a lot of changing of the speeds. He'll alter the amount of leg kicks he has in his windup. Sometimes he'll go straight to the plate, and other times he'll hang there a bit. That one's fouled straight back out of play by Gorbett. 2-2 the count. Tyler Gorbett just came into tonight 1 for 7 against the Steamers this season. He's 0 for 2 tonight, and that one is lofted into shallow right near the back of the infield. Thatch has it over at first. He'll call off Stevens and make the catch. A 1-2-3 inning, and Chris Morris's first inning of relief will head to the bottom half of the 6th. Steamers still holding a 4-run lead. The Edenton Steamers are the greatest show in town. How can we make that any better? Throw in some fireworks. We have 2 fireworks shows scheduled for the remainder of the summer. You can catch these shows on Saturday, July 2nd and Saturday, July 30th. Mark your calendars and we'll see you at the ballpark. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field as Tanner Thatch is set to lead things off for the Steamers, who are out ahead by 4. All 7 of the Steamers' runs tonight came in the first and second inning. And so far, it's been enough to keep them ahead. As Hilberger's back on the mound for his second inning of relief. And his first pitch to Thatch is outside for a ball, 1-0. That pitch is taken for a called strike to Thatch. Count evens up 1-1. That one is swung on, fouled away by Thatch. 1-2. One and two, the count to Thatch. The pitch is swung on and fouled straight back. It'll remain 1-2. As Thatch will fight off an inside pitch the other way, fouled on the third base side. It'll remain 1-2. Thatch will send that one high out towards center field. Moving in is Wilson, and he'll make a diving catch for out number 1. One down here in the 6th as Hunter Cole's up to the plate. He'll swing and foul the first pitch he sees straight back. 0-1 the count. Cole is 1 for 3 tonight. So he'll take that one for a called strike. 0-2. Cole singled back in his first at-bat of the game. It's his first at bat against Hilberger. That one's up high for a ball, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. In the dirt for a ball, 2-2. Hilberger from the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Cole sends that one high out towards right center field. Moving back is Forbes and Wilson. They converge at the track, and Wilson makes the catch at the warning track for out number 2. A long second out made there by Hunter Cole, and that'll bring Nate Paulson to the plate. He's 2 for 3 tonight, had an RBI double back in his first at-bat. He'll check his swing, pitch is low. They check down at first, say he didn't go. Count moves to 1-0. Paulson's knocked in a run in 4 consecutive games. The 1-0. Outside for a ball. 2-0 now to Nate Paulson. The steamer of the game in back-to-back games, looking to make it a third here tonight. He's already got a couple of hits. The 2-0. Cross for a called strike. 2-1 now to Paulson. Hilberger trying to wrap up his second inning of relief. The pitch to Paulson's outside for a ball, 3-1. Hilberger's allowed just one hit through the inning and 2/3 he's pitched tonight. The third game he's pitched against the Steamers this season, and he walks Nate Paulson on 5 pitches. And Paulson's aboard with 2 outs here in the 6th. It's the 3rd time Paulson has reached tonight, and that'll bring Jackson Hipp up to the plate. They throw back on Paulson. He's back in safely. Jackson Hipp up at the plate without a hit tonight, but he did knock in a run with a ground out in his first at-bat. Hipp will lay off that when it comes across for a called strike. 0-1. Hilberger from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Hipp. 0-2. Hipp had a big RBI double a night ago. Trying to get into the hit column for the first time this evening. He's down 0-2 to Hilberger, and now Oates will call time behind the plate. Might have some dirt in his eyes. Takes off the mask, wipes his eyes. He's ready to go. With the count 0-2 to Hipp. The pitch. Way outside. It got away from Hilberger. And Paulson will advance from first to second. That one was off as soon as it left his hands. As Jackson Hipp now has a runner out in scoring position. 1-2 pitch poked out towards right. That's going to drop in for a base hit. They're going to send Paulson from second. The throw is missed. It missed Oates at the plate. Paulson comes in to score. Hipp moves over to second. And the Steamers add one here in the 6th. It's now 8-3. It might have been there in enough time. It almost looked like Spady was going to cut it off from first. He pulled his glove out at the last second, and it got right by Oates behind the plate, as now Davis Halstead will come into the game to run for Jackson Hipp. It's the second RBI of the night for Hipp, as Case Kermode comes to the plate. Nice job by Hipp, battling with 2 strikes, able to poke it out into right field. In front of the right fielder, Forbes. First pitch to Kermode is taken low for a ball, 1-0. Case Kermode still looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 3. He's reached on an error, flown out, and grounded out tonight. That one's up and away to Kermode. 2-0 the count. That hit from Hipp was the Steamers' 10th of the night. 10 hits, 8 runs, 5 errors against the Voyagers defense to help him out. As Kermode swings through that one, count moves to 2-1. On the outside corner to Kermode, 2-2 now the count. Case Kermode, after a couple of nights off, trying to come back into the lineup and get his first hit. The 2-2. A called strike 3 to wrap up the 6th inning. But the Steamers get another one across here in the 6th. They re-extend the lead to 5. We'll head to inning number 7 with the Steamers out ahead 8-3. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance. Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, and an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers added another on in the 6th. They're out ahead 8-3 over the Suffolk Voyagers. The Steamers looking to move to 3-0 against Suffolk this season. Chris Morris out on the mound for his 2nd inning of relief tonight. Was able to work through a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. He'll face off against Brian Wilson. He led off this game for the Voyagers. Every at-bat for Wilson has led off an inning. He's 1 for 3 today. He'll take for a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Wilson led the game off with a single. That's one of the 2 hits tonight for the Voyagers. He'll swing and foul that one back into the ground. It's 0-2. Oh and 2 the count. The pitch. Down low from Morris, 1-2. Morris quickly back. He's ready into the windup. The 1-2. Up high, 2-2. Swung on, fought off back towards the middle. Stevens moves in from second. His throw to first, not in time as Wilson dives into first. It's an infield hit for Brian Wilson. He is pumped up as he gets back up. It's his 2nd hit of the night. And Wilson is aboard to begin the 7th. He's got 2 of the 3 hits tonight for the Voyagers. Gilisano up to the plate now for the Voyagers. In the spot of Dawson Guzik, Gilisano was over at second defensively in the last inning. Guzik reached once in 3 plate appearances, struck out twice and walked. Gilisano will try and move things along here in the 7th. He'll swing through that one for a strike. 1-1 the count. Morris takes a peek over at Wilson. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled, right side out of play. 1-2 the count. Gilisano comes into this game 2 for 11 this season, just 182. He's 0 for 3 in 3 at-bats against the Steamers. 1-1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3, it's the second strikeout for Morris. And it's out number 1 here in the 7th. That'll bring Philip Forbes up to the plate now to face Morris, as Morris will check on Wilson over at first. Keep him close. Morris's pitch is taken inside for a ball, 1-0. Now to Forbes. Forbes is 0 for 1 tonight, but he's reached twice on 2 walks. And he'll swing and foul that one off to the right side. Count evens up 1-1. Steamers have kept him without a hit, but reaching twice, he builds on an on-base percentage that was already at .471 coming into tonight. 1-1, Wilson nearly took off. Got almost halfway down that first base line as that one swung on and missed for strike 2 by Forbes. 1-2 the count to Forbes. The pitch swung on, fouled straight back. We'll do it again at 1-2. It's Brian Wilson over at first, who had an infield single to lead off the inning. Voyagers trying to work back from a 5-run deficit here in the 7th. Chris Morris in his second inning of relief. Sends that one outside. 2-2 the count to Forbes. He's had a couple of really nice at-bats tonight, working his pair of walks. That one is fouled away again by Forbes. Only 3 hits tonight for the Voyagers. They've walked 5 times. That's how they've gotten a majority of their runners on, as Wilson is back over. Still in a 2-2 count. It's Philip Forbes and Chris Morris. Wilson takes off. Morris steps off. Throw to second is in time. Boy, it was a close play. Brian Wilson was halfway down the line. Morris stepped off, turned around to second, and that's a big second out here in the inning. Second time we've seen that tonight. We saw Hilberger get Hunter Cole with one of those earlier in the game. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away by Forbes. Working to stay alive at 2-2. Back to the windup. Morris can mix up his speeds again. We just saw there with a couple of leg kicks on his way in. He's ready, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Morris wins the battle. It's his 3rd strikeout of the night, and that'll wrap up the top half of the 7th. Morris preserves the 5-run Edenton lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Edenton 8, Voyagers 3. The Steamers are excited to announce a newfound partnership with the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. This season will mark our first annual jersey fundraiser for the organization. To coincide with our Chowan County Cantaloupes moniker, we'll be wearing special themed jerseys on all home Tuesdays at Historic Hicks Field. At our final home Tuesday on July 19th, we'll be auctioning off the Cantaloupes jerseys, and all the proceeds will go towards the summer programs that benefit the kids of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Albemarle. We would like to extend a huge thank you to RC Theater's Albemarle Movies 8 for their sponsorship and support of the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you for your support of this great cause. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are holding on to an 8-3 lead over the Suffolk Voyagers, looking to move to 3-0 against the Voyagers this season and move into sole possession of first place in the Premier Collegiate League. Houston Wright leading things off. He'll take a called strike 0-1. Steamers currently tied in win percentage in league play with Tarboro. Wright takes outside. Tarboro playing an exhibition game tonight against Wake Forest. That game will not impact league standing, so a Steamers win will put them a bit higher in winning percentage as Wright sends that one high out towards right field. Forbes is under it, and he'll make the catch. That'll bring Alden Cottle up to the plate now for the Steamers. As Caden Hilberger back on the bump for the Voyagers, trying to work through his third inning. Came in relief of Aiden Hedgepeth, who started this game and went 4 innings. Cottle takes outside for a ball, and Hilberger's done a solid job. 7 runs came across against Hedgepeth, although 5 of them unearned. Hilberger's gone 2 innings, allowed just 1 run on a couple of hits. Cottle fouls that one back, 1-1 the count. Alden Cottle has reached 3 times tonight. He walked his first at bat, and he's got a pair of singles since. It's been an efficient night for the third baseman. 1-1 pitch. He'll leave it low for a ball. 2-1. Cottle, the only Steamer tonight to reach in every appearance. 2-1 is fouled away. Count evens up 2-2. Cottle getting the start over at third after Jared Beebe had a pair of starts over there the last couple of games. With Beebe ending up on the mound tonight, it was a great time for Cottle to move back in. He'll take outside for a ball. Count fills up 3-2. Three and two the count. Here comes Hilberger's pitch. Up high, ball 4. The second walk of the night for Cottle. It's the 4th time he's reached in the game. With 1 out in the 7th, the Steamers still pushing, and that'll bring Bryce Stevens up to the plate. Hilberger from the stretch. His first pitch to Stevens is across for a called strike, 0-1. Stevens 1 for 3 tonight, doubled in his second at-bat for his only hit. He'll take that one down low for a ball. Count evens up 1-1. This again, looks like some dirt got in the eyes of Aiden Oates, the catcher for the Voyagers tonight, and now he'll walk over to his dugout, maybe just asking for some water to try and get it out. Getting the offer of some jerseys in the dugout to wipe his eyes with. As now he's got something to try and do it. Can't tell if it's water or cloth. Now he's being handed another water bottle. Aiden Oates walking back towards the plate, wipes out his eyes again. Looks like he's defeated the Dirt Monster for now. He'll kick off some of the dirt behind home plate. As Stevens steps back into the box, it's a 1-1 count. With Alden Cottle over at first. Pitch. Taken for a called strike at the knees. 1-2 now the count to Stevens. Stevens reached 2 more times last night on a pair of walks. Without a walk tonight, a bit unusual for Stevens as of late. That one is swung on line into left field on a couple hops for a base hit. It's the second hit of the night for Bryce Stevens. As the Steamers now have 2 aboard and just 1 out. And that'll bring Chase Bruno up to the plate. Bruno's 1 for 4 tonight. He extended his hitting streak to 19 games with a hit back in the first. That includes the 2 games to end last season and the first 17 of this 2022 season as Bruno fouls that one away 0-1. Bruno's come up with some men on a couple of times tonight. It's Alden Cottle down at second who walked and Bryce Stevens over at first who singled. The 0-1 to Bruno. Taken for a ball, 1-1. Bruno leaves that one outside, 2-1 the count. Chase Bruno leads the Steamers. He's in batting average. He's the only one above 400, hitting .409 coming into tonight. Might need a hit in this at bat to keep it above 400. So he'll chop that one over to third. Blow stays down on it. Tags third for 1. He'll throw across to first. Not in time to get Bruno, but they do get the lead runner and out number 2. That'll bring Tanner Thatch up to the plate with 2 aboard and 2 outs in the 7th. Bryce Stevens down at second, Chase Bruno over at first. Certainly a lot of speed if Thatch can put one in play. He's 1 for 4 tonight with a single. Hilberger's pitch. Thatch sends that one high in the air to right field. No doubt about it. Gone! A 3-run bomb for Tanner Thatch. It's his team-leading 3rd home run of the season, and he blows this one open. It is 11-3 Edenton. Thatch knew it the moment it left his bat. For a Steamers team that couldn't hit a lot of home runs, they are now drilling them out left and right. 3 straight games with a long ball for the Clams. As Tyler West will come up to the plate for the first time tonight. Hitting in the spot of Hunter Cole. West will take for a called strike, 0-1. West swings through that one. Count moves to 0-2. Hunter Cole was 1 for 4 in his 4 ABs tonight. Tyler West getting just his 16th at bat of the season. As he fouls that one off, count will remain 0-2. West, it's the 11th game of the 17 that he's hit in. He's 3 for 15. Hitting .200. He does have a triple as one of his 3 hits. That one's outside. The count moves to 1-2. Hilberger from the windup. The pitch to West. He'll swing through that one for strike 3 to wrap up the 7th inning. But the Steamers add 3 on a long blast off the bat of Tanner Thatch. He extends the lead back to 8. It's 11-3 Edenton as we head to the 8th. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where we nearly had a woman win $10,000 in the half inning. It's the Magic 95.9. She does come away with $95.90. Everyone coming into Historic Hicks Field tonight picked a raffle ticket, and if your ticket was picked, you got the chance to play a game for $10,000, and there were 10 envelopes on the board. If you picked the 2 correct envelopes out of the 10, you would have been $10,000 richer. She went 1 for 2 in her choices. Still pretty low odds of going 1 for 2. That close, she'll still take home $95.90. As we're back underway here to begin the 8th inning at Historic Hicks Field. Chris Morris out for his 3rd inning of work. Pitching to Trey Blow, who's leading off the 8th for Suffolk. So that one's outside. 1-1 the count to Blow. Blow is 0 for 2 tonight. He also walked the only time he's reached. Blow will chop that one over to short. Bruno sprinting in. He's got it. He'll throw to first in time for out number 1. One up, one down to begin the 8th. As Nick Cleghorn will come in to pinch hit for Rylan Brown. It's the first at bat of the game for Cleghorn, who's in for Brown. Rylan Brown was the designated hitter tonight. Had gone 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Cleghorn 4 for 10 in 4 games this season. Try and build on that 400 average, albeit in a small sample size. So he'll take the first pitch from Morris up high for a ball, 1-0. The Voyagers have 3 runs on 3 hits tonight. That one swung through by a Cleghorn, 1-1. Steamers pitching staff has done a nice job keep limiting the hits. They have walked 5 Voyagers this evening. That one's outside, 2-1. Meanwhile, the Steamers put up 12 hits to help result in 11 runs. There's been 5 Voyagers errors and 2 Steamers errors. So that one's outside to Cleghorn, 3-1 the count. Cleghorn out of Chowan University. His teammate Tyler West just also pinch hit in the last inning. That one's down low, ball 4. Cleghorn walks in his first plate appearance. He's aboard now with 1 out in the 8th. That'll bring Ahmad Goldson up to the plate. Goldson's 1 for 3 tonight. He knocked home a run with an RBI double. He'll take a called strike on the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Goldson struck out looking his last time up. The 0-1 pitch, a bit outside, 1-1. Voyagers had put a couple back on the board to cut their deficit to 4 before the Steamers responded with 4 unanswered runs to make it 11-3 as that one's up high. Including a 3-run 7th, all coming on a 3-run home run from Tanner Thatch. To make it an 11-3 ball game here at Historic Hicks Field. That one's up high, 3-1. Steamers have won 6 in a row. In 4 of those games, they've scored double digits. Looking to do the same here tonight and extend their streak to 7. Something they haven't done since 2020. That season, they had both a 7 and an 8-game winning streak, separate streaks. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Now to Goldson. Ahmad Goldson with Nick Cleghorn over at first, who walked. The 3-2 pitch, up high, ball 4. Back-to-back walks, and the Voyagers have 2 on with just 1 out. That's walk number 7 for Steamers pitching tonight. Really the only flaw for Edenton this evening. So that'll bring Aiden Oates up to the plate. Morris's first pitch is down low for a ball, 1-0. Oates is 0 for 3 so far tonight. Steamers have some stretching going on in the bullpen. Nobody throwing for Edenton with an 8-run lead. So that one comes across for a called strike to Oates, 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, backhanded by Kermode. He'll throw down to second as Cleghorn got a bit off the bag. Kermode made a nice backhanded play to keep that ball. And Cleghorn's, or pardon me, Oates is ahead, 2-1. 2-1 thanks to back-to-back walks. Pitch. Comes across for a called strike. Count evens up 2-2 to Oates. Not only looking for his first hit of the night, looking for his first hit against the Steamers this season. And he won't get it there. A foul tip, 3rd strike into the glove of Kermode. It's strikeout number 4 for Chris Morris, and it's out number 2 here in the 8th. First pitch, check swing for a strike to Jacob Lopez, who's into the game hitting for Benny Spady. Spady had reached twice without a hit tonight. He walked and was hit by a pitch. Lopez has gone 0 for 2 in each of the 2 prior games against the Steamers. This will take that one up high. 1-1. Lopez has struck out in all 4 at-bats against the Steamers this season. And he'll line that one into center field for a base hit. They're going to hold Cleghorn, who was coming around third. Paulson gets it in quickly. And the bases are now loaded for the Voyagers on the 2-out single from Jacob Lopez. That'll bring Tyler Gorbett up to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today. He's got the bases loaded here in the 8th. That pitch across for a called strike on the outer half. 0-1 to Gorbett. He's 0 for 3 in this game. He struck out a couple of times. That one's just low. 1-1. In all 3 of Gorbett's at-bats, his outs have ended the inning. This has the potential to be the 4th time in 4 ABs. 1-1 is swung through for strike 2. 1-2 the count. Gorbett's ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled. First base side over the Voyagers dugout and out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2. Morris tried to speed up his windup there against Gorbett. He's looking to get through his 3rd straight scoreless inning. This is the most the Voyagers have threatened against Morris tonight. Here comes the 1-2. Outside in the dirt. 2-2 the count. Pardon me, 3-2 is the count, according to the home plate umpire. The runners will be off on the pitch. The 3-2. Swung on, poked out behind the plate, and it'll drift out of play and foul. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Morris, the 3rd pitcher used by the Steamers tonight. Michael Allen started, went the first 4 innings. Jared Beebe followed him in the 5th inning, and Chris Morris has done the 6th, 7th, and now the 8th. Swung on line, 3rd base side, and foul down the line. We'll do it again at 3-2. And now the count seemed to be 2-2. The home plate umpire signaled a couple times that it was 3-2. Now the Steamers dugout was asking why it was changed to 3-2. The home plate umpire switched it back to 2-2. Now he'll converge with his other umpires. It looks like the end result is a 2-2 count. After a conversation with all 3 umps. Back to the at-bat, Gorbett with 2 on, 2 outs, 2 strikes. With the Voyagers down 8. The pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him. Strikeout number 5 for Chris Morris. As the Voyagers strand, the bases loaded. 3 scoreless innings of relief for Morris. And we'll head to the bottom half of the 8th. The Steamers ahead by 8. Who's ready to rock? The first annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 24th. We'll welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 4 p.m. that afternoon, PB&J will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 6 and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 8. Advanced tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rockin' event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field here for the bottom half of the 8th. Nate Paulson leading off for the Steamers. It's a called strike coming from Philip Forbes, who's now the 3rd pitcher onto the mound for the Voyagers. Forbes started this game out in right field before moving to the mound. And Paulson swings through his 2nd pitch, 0-2. Forbes did pitch a bit at Lewisburg College in 11 games. He pitched a tick over 13 innings, an 8.78 ERA in those innings. The 0-2 to Paulson. Down low for a ball, 1-2. Nate Paulson's had a great night. He's reached 3 times. He's got a couple of hits. Had an RBI double to put the first of the 11 runs on the board for Edenton. He's also added a single and a walk to that total tonight. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away. We'll do it again at 1-2. This is Forbes' 4th game on the mound this summer. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings. Allowed 7 runs as that one misses. And it's a tough ball, too, to Nate Paulson right over the back of his head. Two and two the count with Forbes and Paulson. The pitch. Taken low. Good at bat here from Paulson as the count fills up 3-2. He's looking to reach for the 4th time tonight. The pitch. Swung and fouled away by Paulson. He continues a good at bat. Steamers out ahead by 8, looking to work through the last inning and a half and extend their winning streak to what would be 7 games if they can hold on to this lead. 2-2 pitch, fouled away. 3-2, pardon me, fouled away by Paulson. We'll do it again with a full count. During the 6-game winning streak, the Steamers put up double digits in 4 of those 6 games. They've now done it here in 5 of 7 games. The pitch to Paulson. Down low, ball 4. Nate Paulson works a walk. It's his 2nd walk of the night, the 4th time he's reached base in this game. That'll bring Davis Halstead up to the plate for the first time. Halstead had been out in right field. He came to pinch run for Jackson Hipp. After an RBI single from Hipp, he then went out to right field for the last couple of innings. He'll take low for a ball, 1-0. That walk from Paulson's the 4th walk the Steamers have worked tonight to go with 12 hits. Halstead takes a called strike, 1-1. The last time these teams played, Halstead had an efficient 1 at bat. He went 1 for 1 with a 2-run home run at Lakewood Park. It's his first at bat of the night. The 1-1. He'll swing and foul that one to the right side and out of play. Count moves to 2-1. Or 1-2, pardon me. Halstead comes into tonight hitting .333, 4 hits and 12 ABs. Only the 9th game he's appeared in as a hitter. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got Halstead off balance for out number 1. It's the first strikeout for Forbes. That'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate. That one's outside for a ball. One and 0 to Case Kermode. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Struck out his last at bat. That one's up high for a ball. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Up high and in on Kermode. He'll take it for ball 3, 3-0. It's Nate Paulson over at first, who walked to lead off this inning. Philip Forbes on the mound, the third pitcher used tonight by the Voyagers. The 3-0 pitch. On the outside corner, a called strike to Kermode, 3-1. Hayden Hedgepeth started this game, went 4 innings, allowed 2 earned runs, but 7 came across on 8 hits. Caden Hilberger went the next 3, and now it's Philip Forbes trying to wrap things up in the 8th. Kermode swings through that one. Count fills up at 3-2. Philip Forbes, this is more than likely the only inning he's going to have to throw tonight, unless the Voyagers mount a big comeback in the 9th. It's probably the last time the Steamers' bats will be up. That one is a called strike 3 on Kermode. Unhappy with it as he walks back to the dugout. Second strikeout for Kermode, second strikeout for Philip Forbes. It's out number 2 here in the 8th. That'll bring Houston Wright up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner over at first. Wright 1 for 4 tonight and an infield hit back in his first at bat. He'll take that one for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 to Wright. He'll swing through that one, and it's 0-2 now the count. Houston Wright hitting .200 coming into tonight. One of 3 Steamers to play in every game. He's alongside Chase Bruno, and the man over at first right now, Nate Paulson. He's down 0-2 against Philip Forbes. The pitch. Just misses. Forbes smacks his glove a couple of times in the direction of home plate. Really wanted that call. The count moves to 1-2. After Kermode's reaction after the last at bat, and now Forbes' reaction here, and neither side seems too happy. Here comes the 1-2. A called strike 3 to ring up Houston Wright. And that'll wrap up this 8th inning. The Steamers hold an 8-run lead as we head to the 9th here at historic Hicks Field. It is 11-3 Steamers. Hello and welcome back to Historic Kicks Field as the Steamers try and wrap up what could be their 7th straight win. They'll do it with Gavin Mangus coming into the game to pitch the 9th inning. He'll go against Brian Wilson, who, interestingly enough, has led off an inning in all 5 of his at-bats. So that one's outside for a ball to Wilson, 1-0. Wilson's got 2 hits tonight. It's 2 of the 4 hits for the Voyagers. And he'll line that one third base side foul, 1-1. This is the 4th appearance of the season for Mangus. He's pitched 2 innings, allowed a couple of runs, 4 hits and struck out 1. And he's in as the 4th pitcher used tonight by Justin Hill. Michael Allen started. He was followed by Jared Beebe and Chris Morris. Mangus looking to wrap things up. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that's chopped over to short. Bruno running in on it. He'll throw on the run in time for out number 1. That'll bring Alex Gilisano up to the plate with 1 down in the 9th. Mangus's first pitch is across for a called strike, 0-1. Gilisano came into the game for Dawson Guzik, who was over at second. Gilisano struck out in his only at bat. Mangus gets him off balance there. A swing and a miss, 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count to Gilisano. Mangus's pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. It's the first strikeout in the game for Mangus, the 15th strikeout for Steamers pitching. And there's 2 down here in the 9th. Philip Forbes up to the plate. The Voyagers down to their final out. A half swing and a miss from Forbes, 0-1. Forbes is 0 for 3 tonight. He walked back in the first inning, the only time he's reached tonight. Pardon me, Forbes has walked twice in this game, the only 2 times he's reached. The count moves to 1-1 against Gavin Mangus. The 1-1 pitch. In there for called strike 2. The Voyagers down to their final strike. Mangus is ready. The 1-2 pitch. Up high. Count evens up at 2-2. The crowd at Historic Hicks Field livening up here. The 2-2 pitch. Outside. Count fills up at 3-2. When the Steamers get 1 strike away or 1 out away, you usually hear the claps from this crowd here at Historic Hicks Field. Another packed night on Friday night. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled away by Forbes, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Mangus is ready. The 3-2 pitch. Outside ball 4, and the Voyagers have a runner aboard here with 2 outs in the 9th. It's the 3rd walk of the night for Philip Forbes. The only Voyager to reach 3 times tonight. That'll bring Trevor Mason up to the plate, hitting in the spot of Trey Blow. Mason with the red helmet. Out for his first at-bat. He'll take outside from Mangus, 1-0. Mason hasn't hit against the Steamers yet this season. He pitched a third of an inning the last time these teams matched up. 1-0 pitch. He doesn't offer at it. Count moves to 2-0 on a pitch outside. It's Philip Forbes over at first who walked. Gavin Mangus looking for the last out of the night. That one swung on, grounded over to third. Abbott's got it. He'll throw across in time. Gavin Mangus comes in and slams the door on the Voyagers. And the Steamers have won their 7th consecutive game, something they haven't done since 2020. The Steamers moved to 13-4 overall, 9-4 in Premier Collegiate League play, which puts them in sole possession of first place in the league. They're now 3-0 against the Suffolk Voyagers this season, including 2-0 against them at home. Another comfortable win for the Steamers. They've scored double-digit runs for the 5th time in their last 7 games. They improved to 8-3 here at historic Hicks Field. Once again, 7 wins in a row for Edenton. That'll do it tonight on this broadcast of Edenton Steamers baseball. Thank you to everyone that came in and stuck around to watch the Steamers take down the Suffolk Voyagers 11-3. We'll be back tomorrow night on the road in Tarboro.